All right, greetings everyone. The question I posed on the Google Classroom page was you have a vehicle or car or whatever goes up a hill at 10 miles per hour, goes back down the hill at 20 miles per hour. So what's the average velocity for the entire trip? And this is not as simple as adding the 20 and the 10 and dividing by 2. And the reason why that doesn't work is the distance traveled up and down the hill are exactly the same. So for the average to be 15, they'd have to be traveling for the same amount of time, but they're not because the distance is the same. The speed is different, so the time is going to be different. So let's remember something here. Average velocity is the total distance divided by the total time. I said total time, but I didn't write it. So let me fix that. Total time. Now, we don't know. I hope we're still recording here. Okay, my screen's flashing every time I touch it with my pen. There's a problem. We don't know the length of the hill or the distance that the car is traveling, but it doesn't matter because it's the same in both directions and it factors out for us eventually. You may remember that distance is equal to rate times time. DIRT, as I like to have students remember it. Well, the distance d up and the distance d down are the same. Now, there's two different times because, again, they're not traveling the same velocity going up and going down. So let's do a little bit of work here. So for the going up case, again, my screen is flashing every time I touch this. I can't see what I'm actually writing. So this looks a little weird. I apologize. For going up, the distance is going to be the rate times the time it takes to go up, which I'm going to call t sub 1. And to go down, the distance, same d, because it's the same distance as I said, is going to be 20 times some other time, t sub 2. And so the total distance traveled here, if I'm using my my average velocity formula, is going to be 2 times d. Now I need the total time. The time it takes to go up, we can calculate over here. T sub 1 is going to be d divided by 10. And the time it takes to go down is going to be t sub 2, or d divided by 20. So the total time is just the sum of d over 10 plus d over 20. Now I could factor the d's from the denominator out, okay? And then I'm just going to have a 10th plus a 20th over here, and I still have that 2d on top, and of course these d's are going to cancel, okay? So the answer to the question is 2 divided by 1/10 plus 1/20th. That's a little hard to maybe understand exactly what that is, so we can do a little bit of arithmetic here. A tenth is, if I multiply this by 2 and multiply this by 2, it's going to be 2/20ths. So I'm going to end up with 3/20ths in my denominator here. So 2 divided by 3/20ths, when you multiply by the reciprocal, you're going to get 40 thirds, which works out to be 13 and 1/3, or 13.333 repeated. I'm just realized something. I'm hoping while it's recording, you're not getting the flashes in the screen the same way I am. I'm assuming you're not, but that might be a bad assumption. Anyway, the answer should make a little bit of sense because you're going to be spending more time going. Come on, scroll for me. You're going to be spending more time going up the hill than down the hill. So you're going to be spending more time at 10 miles per hour than you are at 20 miles per hour. So the average should be less than the midpoint between the 10 and the 20 because you're doing a longer time at 10 than at 20. So there's more 10 than more 20 going into this average here. But those of you who had 15, you went for the easy answer, which happened to not be the right answer. There are a handful of you who got this answer. Congratulations. I'm glad you did. And hopefully the rest of you learned something in the process.